Hey review family, keep it high, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morris, the review guy, reviewing music for the love of music, and I'm back again to bring you another video. I'm bringing you a track review today, and I'm a little bit late to the party. Actually, I'm very late to the party, given the fact that this is by far one of the most monumental moments in metal for one track, and one of the most critically acclaimed and praised tracks that you're gonna hear, and I think that's solely because of how much rode on the expectations of this comeback being something that showcased Lorna Shore had more to them than just CJ McCreery. Now I will say this, I made a video a good bit back about how CJ McCreery made the band, and I still stand by the fact that I think that CJ is slightly better of a vocalist, but that just is my personal taste. Will Ramos is probably one of the most devilish, demonic, and freakish sounding vocalists that Deathcore has seen in literally years. He put so many of the hard seasoned veterans to shame. The amount of dynamics and technicality and technique he brings to it is just phenomenal, and going forward I want to see if he can upkeep this band and not have any more lineup changes for Lorna Shore. He's an amazing fit, he fills the shoes of CJ very well, and but for the fact that I do think the cause of CJ being removed from the band was super backwards and really had a lot of misguided opinions made about it, and I think subsequently a lot of people have understood just how badly CJ was treated in this whole situation, but that is water under the bridge. Bygones be bygones, let's examine Lorna Shore going into the future and not base it solely on the past. I've gotten so many comments of people asking me, what are your thoughts of To the Hellfire, specifically on that video and my newest video, just what are your thoughts on To the Hellfire? Are you gonna do a video on To the Hellfire? And the answer is yes. I feel like I would be a fool in this niche to not at least give a few of my thoughts on it. So first and foremost, I have not in years seen a metal track that has been able to whip the entire community into a frenzy so much as Lorna Shore has with this track. It's over 6 minutes long, it has so many phases to it, it's multifaceted, and I think once and for all it proves that Lorna Shore, through all of the vocalists that they've went through, their instrumentals are what carries them to a grand amount of success, and with great production comes even more reason to appreciate what they are able to do. And then you combine that with the fact that Deathcore has been going through a lot of changes recently, has shifted, and the shade of Blackened Deathcore that has been overtaking a lot of the major bands and the up-and-comers that have been causing a lot of ruckus in the underground has shown that not only is there a market for Blackened Deathcore, but it was the infusion that this genre desperately needed to be able to take itself from just an overblown, over-the-top, cookie-cutter circle jerk into something that was a lot better sounding and had a lot more range to what it was capable of. And I think that Lorna Shore not only handles that with a lot of dexterity and efficiency, but they also manage to pack in the signature deathcore style that makes Lorna Shore Lorna Shore. Right off the bat, you have to point out the breakdowns. In the middle point, you get hit with one of the most destructive breakdowns Lorna Shore has ever come out with. It could literally rival King of Deception in terms of just how hard hitting it is, but nothing could prepare people for the ending. If you are familiar with this type of music, if you have listened to this type of music for a while, I can say, take it from someone that has loved this genre for years, listen to the fucking ending of To the Hellfire. There is a reason that point for point for point for point, every person that reacts to this, that reviews this, that talks about this, that listens to this in any capacity or vein is not only going to have an inferno lit under their ass that makes them catapult into the air like Tom from Tom and Jerry when someone chomps on his tail, but it's literally going to shake the very foundation of what you have come to expect from Deathcore, taking it from something that is just over the top and heavy to something that is a bit more smart and intelligent and meticulously written, and that practically goes for this entire track. From the way the riffs come across with the Blackened influences, to the amazing blast beat work and just the gunshot drum work in general, the tasty technical solo that busts in right before the ending breakdown, and just as a whole, the massive, all-encompassing, crushing production of the latter half breakdown that just takes you by storm, mashes your head into a pile of soup, and just doesn't let you ever get up, because just when you think it's going to be over, it hits a stride even more. Will literally just goes into a gargle frenzy where everything pauses, and before it turns even more massive and like a mammoth skyscraper, it just hits you again. Now, I will say, the key moments of this track can catch a lot of people by surprise as some really great instrumentation, namely the two major breakdowns in the song as well as the solo, and the fact that everyone is excited of if Will was going to be able to live up to CJ McCreary and make Lorna Shore again. Little did people know it was always the instrumentals that carried them. But past the facade of all of these really cool moments that happen throughout the track and hit you really quickly so you don't really know how to react and you're just like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, this is cool, that's cool, this production's cool, that breakdown's cool, that vocal is cool. The one thing that I kind of came to realize is a lot of the sort of midpoint mundaneness of the track is the only part that sort of takes it down a notch. When you're not experiencing some of the major selling points of the track for its 6+ minute runtime, you're being met with a lot of what was present on Immortal, namely. So if you enjoyed that record, the blast beats and the twisting riffs and the varying guttural growls and really sharp high screeches are going to mix and layer and be in your ear here, there. It's going to be a lot to handle, but they never really let you become too complacent or comfortable in one place before they start to just bust you back in the head with some sort of breakdown or solo or a new layering of the vocals, which I have to say, whoever produced this track literally made one of the greatest deathcore tracks that I've heard in years. I'm a staunch advocate for Immortal. I think it is better than Flesh Coffin, and I stand by that statement. I think it's their best record, but that doesn't go to say that Lorna Shore is not going to be able to pick themselves up and carry them into the future. They are doing better than they ever have. This thing is around almost 2 million plays already on Spotify. The video is almost at 2 million views, I'm pretty sure, and the amount of praise and acclaim it has gotten is very rightfully justified, but I don't want people to get so blinded that they don't understand that a lot of the middle points of this track definitely read a lot like what Lorna Shore has done on past releases, just with a new vocalist, and it's really those hard-hitting, heavy moments that sets this track apart from some of the others. Reminds me a lot progressively of King of Deception, which is my favorite Lorna Shore track, so I don't see anything wrong with that. But I want to know what you guys think. I'm gonna put this track in the description box below if you want to check it out for yourselves if you haven't heard it, but you literally have to be living under a fucking rock to not know what To the Hellfire is at this point. By far the biggest breakout song of the year in terms of how much publicity it is getting. Everyone's talking about this release, and I definitely wanted to give my thoughts on it for this comeback because it's one of the biggest moments that happened on my hiatus, and it's amazing. I definitely think there's some kinks that could have been worked out in terms of the pacing of the track as it continues, but progressively, technicality-wise, production-wise, and vocally, Will really does carry this track, and in my opinion, Lorna Shore is doing just fine. And my biggest question going forward is, are they going to be able to upkeep this level of quality going into the future meaningfully and have their own sound and separate themselves from Lorna Shore in the past while still maintaining their integrity? Anyways, be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is, my name is J Morse, the Review Guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.